Hello, this is Dave Neutrality, Managing Principal of Pivot Group. I wanted to welcome everyone to today's webinar, Straight Talk on Social Marketing. I see a great list of attendees, a lot of returning attendees from last week, 2 weeks ago, where we had our first Straight Talk on Social Media, and a lot of new faces too. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your Friday with us. I'm very excited about today's content. And just want to give you a couple of reminders before we start. One is that there is a questions bar that you can click and provide us with your questions. We'd love to get questions either during the course of the webinar that we can answer at the end, or ones that we can follow up with you on. So feel free, even after the webinar is over, as you talk through the content or think about the content, if you've got questions, please send them to Ian or myself, and we'd love to chat with you about those at no cost to you. And thank you again for your feedback from those of you who came and participated in this webinar 2 weeks ago. We really are using that to improve and add content that really helps you. So as you continue to participate in this series, be thinking about the issues you struggle with or the things you want to try to understand. Get us that feedback so that we can provide content to you in future webinars on social media. Before I turn the reins over to the main presenter, I wanted to just remind you again that digital marketing and social media marketing are new offerings of Pivot that we can help you or your customers with, and would be happy to talk to you more about that at no cost if you're struggling through what you should do as far as setting up your social media marketing efforts, how you should be using Twitter. And a new thing that I think that's out there is how do you personally help your executives and leadership of your organizations, how do you teach them to use LinkedIn or other tools effectively for your business? So if you need some advice in those areas too, we'd be happy to help you with those. I'm going to turn it over now to Ian Desher, our digital marketing specialist. Ian, have at it.
Thank you, Dave, and hello everyone, and welcome to Straight Talk on Social Media. Let's jump right into the news. First in the news is the recent proposal made by Google and Verizon last week. This issue introduced the term net neutrality into the news. Net neutrality refers to the fact that no internet site or service can be favored over another. All sites have been considered equal as far as internet service providers are concerned. In other words, internet service providers haven't had the option of delivering the content of particular sites to users at faster speeds than other sites. But the CEOs of Verizon and Google met together last week and then made a public proposal they're hoping will get the attention and the legislation of Congress and the Federal Communications Commission. Two main points of the proposal are, first, that while internet service should be required to deliver all content to users with the same priority, in other words, that nothing should change from the existing setup, wireless providers should be exempt from this regulation. The proposal also suggests that internet service providers should be able to offer additional services that might include, as they called it, traffic prioritization. In other words, Google and Verizon are suggesting that in addition to regular internet service, there should be something of a first-class service that delivers content faster, like video and other content that requires high bandwidth. Several news items in the last few weeks can be classified under the word Facebookification, a new word we're using around Pivot. Facebookification refers to social media sites making changes that make them look more and more like Facebook. The first news item that has come up in the last couple of weeks is speculation that Twitter is going to start letting you add photos and videos to your tweets, similar to Facebook posts. Twitter introduced another new feature last week that mimics Facebook's functionality. This is the Twitter Who to Follow recommendations, which show up, as you can see here, on the right-hand side of your Twitter screen. This shows you recommendations of people or organizations you might like to follow, which might interest you. When you click on the View All button, you are taken to a page with even more recommendations. Of course, from here, you can easily follow the people or companies that look interesting to you. Twitter has also added a You Both Follow function. This pops up when you're viewing somebody else's Twitter feed, and you and that person both follow another third party. Twitter in this way is helping you view your mutual interests and connections. If you're familiar with Facebook, this should all look very familiar. Facebook has been recommending friends and recommending pages on the right-hand side of its platform ever since the Facebook homepage and the newsfeed were created. And Facebook has also been showing you what friends you have in common with other people, like Twitter's You Both Follow function. So both Twitter's Who to Follow recommendations and the You Both Follow function are cases this week of Twitter's Facebookification. Twitter hasn't stopped there, though. Last week, Mashable got the scoop on a significant Twitter development, the tweet button. This is a button that will appear on websites around the internet, a button that can be added by anyone who wants it, so that a web page's content can immediately be posted by the person who clicks the button. If this sounds familiar, it should. The tweet button is Twitter's version of the Facebook like button, a virtual copy of the technology Facebook introduced in April. Although Twitter is a latecomer to this technology, it will have one foot up on Facebook. Because Twitter doesn't have personal profiles the way Facebook does, Twitter is going to have the benefit of introducing this technology without the privacy concerns that Facebook had. Still, with the possible introduction of photos and videos, the Who to Follow and You Both Follow features, and the new tweet button, Twitter looks more and more like Facebook every day. It is well down the road of Facebookification. But Twitter isn't the only one. MySpace, which has fallen off greatly in popularity in the last year, made changes several weeks ago to its profile pages to make the profiles cleaner and more uniform and, yes, a little more like Facebook, as you can see here. But this past week, MySpace announced a new homepage that will include the stream of your friends' activities and recommendations on the right-hand side. That's right, MySpace has virtually copied Facebook's homepage and newsfeed, continuing the Facebookification of MySpace. MySpace hopes these changes will convince its users, who are generally a much younger crowd, to stick with MySpace rather than defect to Facebook. MySpace hopes to capitalize on the idea that's becoming current that Facebook is now the social media site your mother uses, while adapting its own platform to incorporate the best that Facebook has to offer. Another news item, 2 days ago on Wednesday, Facebook announced its anticipated answer to Foursquare, location-based software called Facebook Places. This software, which is currently only available for iPhone customers in the United States, is based on the idea that you sometimes end up in a place where other friends are without knowing that they will be there. So Facebook Places allows you to check in at a particular location and see who among your friends are also checked in there. Already, Facebook Places is raising some privacy concerns, privacy being the one issue that Facebook can't seem to dodge. There is concern that people might be able to tag you as being at a certain location at a particular time. That information will show up on your friend's newsfeed, even though you may not want all of your friends' friends to know where you are. Facebook Places is definitely one to watch as the technology grows worldwide and eventually is made available for all smartphones. So that's the news, and here are some of the takeaways. Regarding the Google Verizon proposal, my hunch is we're going to see a lot of backlash from users, from the government, and maybe from other companies as well, particularly smaller telecommunications providers. On Monday, 4 Democrats in the House of Representatives derided the proposal, urging the Federal Communications Commission to go ahead with its planned regulations and to include the wireless industry in the regulations as well. I don't think there's reason to worry that the face of the Internet as we know it is about to change, as some have said. From the various bits of news that I've lumped together under the headline Facebookification, including the Twitter Who to Follow and You Both Follow features, the tweet button, and the MySpace redesign, I think the takeaway here is that Facebook is still the most important social media site. There's a reason that other sites are rushing to adopt Facebook's technology and features. Facebook didn't get 500 million users for no reason. And when you're thinking about social media, particularly for business, Facebook is the first place you should go. If Facebook can figure out the privacy issues around Facebook Places to everyone's satisfaction, Facebook Places could mean the end of the up-and-coming location-based service Foursquare. As I said last time, Foursquare, and now Facebook Places as well, will be areas to watch to see how location-based software can help customers in your local area find the products and services that your company provides. For now, keep your eyes open to see who wins the location-based software battle. Facebook Places could quickly take over the ground Foursquare has covered.